before, notwithstanding this mistake, artistic mistake. Why do I believe it? Because nobody who lived during that time ever challenged the facts. As a matter of fact, all the Hessians agreed. There were about 1,500 of them were captured. Nobody said Washington didn't do this. The British never said Washington didn't do this. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. So I have to make my judgment on the basis of history and testimony. And there's nothing wrong with that. People just, once there's conflicting testimony, all we can do is make a judgment. We can't really be sure very much. But we do not have that with any manuscript of the Bible. None. The testimony of a person who's repeating what somebody else has said is never reliable, no matter how trustworthy that person may be. It doesn't make any difference. Because you're offering to prove something that was said that you didn't see done, you didn't see the signature, you didn't hear it said. Why would that be good evidence in court? That if I offer it, it's hearsay. And the exception to the hearsay rule that is proven reliable is this. It's called the ancient document rule. And we're going to apply this to the Bible. And the ancient document rule says this. Any document that's over 20 years old, how old are the Bible manuscripts? 2,000. So it fits, doesn't it? Any document over 20 years old that is found where we expect to find it, in the custody of those we expect to find it in. Have the Bible manuscripts been found in the custody where we would expect to find them? Where did we find them, by the way? Where have we found them? Does anybody know? Were they lay around somebody's attic someplace who was a heathen? All of them were found in the custody of the church, in the custody of Christian people, found in the custody of non-Christian people. I can't think, and I've read a lot about it, I can't think of any manuscripts of the Bible that have been found otherwise. So, they're ancient documents. They're found where we expect to find them. And one other test, do they have any marks of forgery on them anywhere? And the answer is, no, they do not. Read of any manuscript of the New Testament or even of the Old Testament that had any indication on it that it was forged. So the three tests are satisfied. No marks of forgery, found where we expect to find them, over 20 years old. If a manuscript meets those standards, it is an exception to the hearsay rule, and it is accepted as proven unless the other side can prove otherwise. The law presumes them genuine and true. It comes back to this: who are you going to trust? It's good to go to school, it's good to learn. So you have to expect that academia is all about arrogance, and it is. It's all about promotion. It's all about we'll get the most famous people and then we'll dominate with our point of view, which they do. And then the world believes it. You have to be very, very careful. Through the Old Testament about the Ark of the Testimony. That was the center of their worship, their understanding of what they worshiped. It was the center of the temple. And the temple of Jerusalem was the temple was the center of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem was the center of the world, and the center of it all was what? The evidence that was placed in the Ark of the Testimony. God wants you to believe what you believe on good evidence. Now, we won't talk about whether or not men went to the moon. There are people that disagree about that too. I would only ask, is there any evidence that ever happened that's reliable? Those are the kind of things you need to ask about everything. If the Bible presents reasonably substantially reliable information, and I believe it does because of what we said. Believe what men reported about the life of Jesus in the Gospels. From that point, you can show that Jesus substantiated the whole Bible, Old Testament and New. Bible, according to Jesus, every jot, he said, every tittle is true. If Jesus said that about the whole Bible, I can believe what he said if I believe the Gospels are true. I can believe the Gospels are true if I can believe that there is evidence that the manuscripts are reliable. And I believe the manuscripts are reliable for the reasons that I've given you. No one has ever jumped up and said the Gospels are not true. No one said that when they were written. That's very important. We have no record of anybody disclaiming them. Even Jesus' whole life was punctuated by an unending series of miracles. And if the miracles are true, John Locke, you've heard of him. John Locke said this. He said, the miracles of Christ established his credit as a proposer of truth. John Locke was saying was, everything Christ said is absolutely true. The whole Old Testament is true, right down to every letter was to be written in the New Testament was true. The witness of God is even greater. What he means by that is, when somebody writes you a check and you take it to the bank and expect it to be cashed, you receive the witness of men. When somebody wrote that check, he was testifying to you, there's enough money in the bank, go down and cash it. You've done that. And John is saying, if you're willing to do that, why are you not willing to believe the written record of what God says about his Son?